This is a quick comparative information-only review of the Chord TToby power amp. I'm not actually going to go into design and features for brevity, and it's also plastered online already, and this product has been out for a while as well. But before I start, I just want to say I like Chord products. The Mojo 2 and Poly Streamer, I actually bought them myself. They're particularly good products and well priced. So I partnered this TToby with my RME ADI2 DAC FS with KEF LS50 Meta speakers and later my own PMC 2523s, and I did a comparison to 1 and 2 Mytek Brooklyn Plus power amps that I borrowed from a friend. I've also demoed this amp with Wilson Tune Tots in another system and made comparisons to a Kinky Studio EX M1 Plus integrated amp and my Hagel H390 integrated as well. I think the initial impressions of the TToby, it's a fluid sounding amplifier in the sense of there being a good level of top treble, an expressive mid-range and this dynamic quality as well. Also, I think soundstage is pretty dispersive, and with 100 watts per channel into 4 ohms, which isn't that huge, there is a sense that the TToby does a lot for its size. Not surprising perhaps because this has been designed for desk use and there's a need for above size performance. With female vocal music, this razor sharp edge in the treble to sibilant sounds can be annoying with lots of music because it's clearly been tuned to have this fluid resolution, which means everything in the recording comes out. So it's not the most organically natural of amplifiers or a long listening type amp, if I could put it like that. Even with the KEF rolled off treble, the TToby is edgy in its presentation, so it's only really suited to warm speakers in my opinion, and that somewhat limits its range because it's not the most neutral of amplifiers. I was actually wondering why I was getting this sibilance, because the KEFs with their rolled off treble don't normally show any edge, and even Class D amps like the NAD M33, the NAD M10, the original version, Buchart's I150 and even the Mytek Brooklyn Amp Plus amplifiers, which use Class D Pascal power amp modules, all of those amplifiers were more natural and neutral in their overall presentation. This is actually surprising because one Mytek in the UK costs £1,700 and in the US it's similar, with obviously Mytek being locally based in New York. But not only is one Mytek 250 watts per channel at 8 ohms in stereo mode, so it has more dynamic capability for relatively low sensitivity speakers. If you pair 2 in bridge mode, it's 500 watts per channel at 8 ohms, and this power and current grips both of these speakers in this test much better. Talking comparisons, on one hand the TToby has a little bit more richness and depth on side against the Mytek, but still with edgy treble with the TToby. The Brooklyn amp has dynamic capability and a more natural treble to the Chord's slightly annoying treble, if I'm honest. So it's about equal there, comparing one Mytek against one TToby. Interestingly too, the Brooklyn actually sounds more Class AB sounding than the Chord does, given that the Chord itself is a Class AB amp, and the Mytek is obviously Class D. The thing is though, when you add another Brooklyn Amp Plus and use them in bridge mono mode, the control and dynamics take the TToby apart at the money, making them just slightly more impressive than the Chord. And considering these amps are actually £3,400 to one TToby at £3,000, and a lot more in the US actually, equivalent to the Mytek Brooklyn is the better bet, or 2 Mytek Brooklyns. Also, if you bought the Myteks in the UK, you could easily negotiate £3,000 or lower with dealer discounts, and probably less so with the Chord because of their market presence. Deceivingly, the TToby is not a 100 watt amp as described, and Chord are a bit naughty for doing that. It's actually into 4 ohms. More realistically, at 8 ohm impedances, it's actually a 50 watt amplifier. I think that the low power small box ideal of a TToby being desk design is compromised for a rack based system, so you don't want to be using this amplifier as such in such a rack, and I've actually seen a number of people doing that. The Kinky Studio EX M1 Plus amplifier that I reviewed was way more neutral, dynamic and refined, and with better timbral information than this amplifier, actually £150 less. And considering you get more aluminium in a bigger size case, it puts into perspective the price of this Chord. If you can mount a bigger, gutsier, conventional Class AB amplifier under your desk and you want to get more dynamics from speakers with average sensitivities, I would actually do that, because you can get some cracking amplifiers that do a lot more than this Chord at this money. With the Wilson tune tots, both the Kinky and the Hagel were way better in terms of clarity, dynamic expression, and bass intonation is less sloppy and joined up. If you can't mount amps under a desk, my actual advice would be to stack 2 Brooklyn Amp Pluses for the same money as the Chord and a better overall musical experience in this particular comparison. The problem with brands like Chord is they are good, but they have a prominent market presence, and from that they command higher prices. The fact that reviews don't make these comparisons and they don't say, and other companies, they should be selling more and they shouldn't suffer. So unfortunately, I can't recommend this Chord amplifier. It's expensive for what it does. Thanks for watching.